Hello and welcome to Module 3 of the Fit4DigiLinE training course. In this module, we will be talking about the use and importance of audio, subtitles and podcasts in the language learning process. Our module will be divided in three main parts, and in this first part, we will begin by talking about subtitles and how you can incorporate them in your teaching practices. First of all, why should we focus on subtitles? Traditional learning methods where the teacher speaks and the student mostly listens have always been the go-to, only occasionally enriched by listening or speaking activities. This might be effective for the most part, but it also might be tedious or monotonous for some students. Learning is heavily dependent on the students' reading efforts, but some learners cannot only focus on reading text and they need a more multidimensional approach. In order to solve this issue, the now available technology allows you to experiment new methods and enhance the language learning process with new ideas and interesting elements. This is where the subtitles come in. Many people wouldn't initially think subtitles can be part of language learning, but in fact, subtitles can provide great assistance as they increase reading speed and listening comprehension, grow the learner's vocabulary, improve word recognition and proper grammar, while also aiding with the visualization of a new language. Captions helps learners process oral language by putting printed words on a screen as the words are being heard, and this helps students map the oral speech stream to individual words and phrases and their meaning. The use of subtitles and captions has also been suggested since they could assist learners by dual processing of input. It is believed indeed that in the case of comprehension breakdowns, reading the subtitles can help understanding. It is also worth mentioning that when subtitles are done professionally, the translator properly checks the number of characters in each line and carefully breaks the sentences so to make the workflow more comfortable and understandable for the reader. On the other hand, some believe there may also be downsides to subtitle use, like for example dependence on their aid or distraction from the visual material that is being shown. But it is true that this is mainly subjective and might vary significantly from learner to learner. So, there are many ways in which subtitles can be used in the classroom, and there are different benefits to every form this may take. Setting the video in the target language and then adding native language subtitles is one option, for example. It aids acquiring new vocabulary and getting used to the sounds, but still it may not be challenging as the learner's attention is mainly drawn to their native language, but still this could be a nice starting point. Media in the target language with target language subtitles is an alternative that you can try. It aids in better comprehension of speech, getting familiar with the different accents, and of course connecting the audio with the visual. It is also useful with spelling as seeing the words written out helps you memorizing them. There is also the option of asking learners to add subtitles themselves, which makes for a great active learning process involving the students in the most interactive way, and which also teaches important skills and language awareness. Still, teachers can also alternate in showing videos with subtitles, and after studying the specific vocabulary or grammar elements, they could also show the same video without subtitles in order to assess the learner's comprehension skills. So let's see together how to properly create subtitles. First of all, we should mention that subtitling is a type of audio-visual translation that should try to be as non-invasive as possible and consists of adapting and summarizing the original speech into the target language and presenting it as a written text. And usually, subtitles are displayed at the bottom of the screen. In order to have an effective final product while creating the subtitles in your target language, you should be familiar with and adhere to certain technical parameters that are mainly related to spatial and temporal constraints. Let's check together some subtitling tips and some standards to be aware of. To ensure readability and respect the width of the screen, the subtitles should consist of a maximum of 2 lines of maximum 42 characters each, space and punctuation marks included. You should also try to preserve and maintain linguistic units together on the same line, and line splits should be made on a linguistic basis, taking grammar rules into consideration. When it comes to timing, subtitles should start in sync with the dialogue. Not synchronized subtitles that do not respect the dialogue rhythm can confuse and also annoy the listener. The subtitle display time on screen should be kept between 2 and 7 seconds, and it strongly depends on the dialogue speed. To break the subtitle, try to respect and exploit the speaker's natural pauses. Italics is often used to indicate off-screen dialogue where we have out-of-scene speakers, or also where we have the narrator speaking, or to put emphasis to convey intonation or meaning. Finally, you could also decide to download ready-made subtitles via dedicated websites such as Open Subtitles and then integrate them directly into your video. So, now that you know the basic rules and subtitle guidelines, we can show you how to create subtitles using EduSub, which is a free and open source software. Even though the software offers many features, once you know your way around, it is pretty easy to create your subtitling file and integrate it directly into the video. Are you ready? Now that we have opened EduSub, you can start by downloading the latest version of the software, and you just have to click here on downloads and choose the file you like the best. And on this website, you can also find useful documents and resources, and if you have any doubt, you can always check the user manual here. And now let's see how the software works. Once you have downloaded and installed EduSub, what you can do first is changing the language if needed. To do so, click on View, Languages, and choose yours. So, to start working on EduSub, you need to open the video to be subtitled first. To do so, you can either just simply drag your video directly into the software, like this, or if you prefer, you could also click here on Video, Open Video, and then you will be able to select the file directly from your computer. Now that your video has been edited, you will see the screen divided in 3 main areas. The subtitles grid on the bottom, the video on your left, and then on your right, you will have the edit box. From here, you can directly edit and add the text, and you can also check the green spectrum analyzer mode that displays the different audio zones, and from here you can also check the silences and the pauses, and this will help you better synchronize the subtitles with the dialogue. By default, you may have this view, but if you want to actually see the audio file, you just have to click on this button, the Spectrum Analyzer mode here. If you want to watch the video, you can either watch the full video by clicking on play here, or you can just see the string if you click on the icon nearby the one on the right, so this one. By default, in the editing box here, you will see that the first line is always 5 seconds long. You can check the start time and end time directly from here. And so, if you start typing something, for example, hello, and then you click enter on your keyboard, your text will appear directly on the screen, as you can see from here. If you want to change text size or font, you can click on Subtitle, then Styles Manager, Edit, and from here you can choose the font, the size, and everything. And we strongly suggest you always including the opaque box here to increase the readability of the text, especially when you have light backgrounds. So before continuing, let's delete our hello and now we can go on. So let's imagine you want to use EduSub not to translate the video, but just to add the subtitles in the target language to help your student better understand the video. If you already have the transcription of the text saved somewhere, you can directly copy and paste your text into the program simply by copying the text and pasting it directly into the software. And you can also use the shortcut on your keyboard, so Ctrl+C to copy and Ctrl+V to paste. And your text will be divided in strings accordingly to the original text lines, like we have here. And as you can see from all the zeros, the subtitles are not synchronized with the video, so they do not appear yet. To start synchronizing our video, we have to go to the green box here, and you can see where we have the sound and where there is silence. For example, looking at the spectrum, I can understand that there is no sound at all for the first 4 seconds. The red and blue lines here, so this one and this one, indicate the starting and ending time of your string, and you can also move them directly with your mouse. So the green waveforms and the red and blue line can help me throughout the process, and they can guide me while creating the subtitles. So before starting our work today, we have to delete these first lines, the original ones. Okay, and now we can start. So, after analyzing the spectrum, I can assume that the first bit here is the first sentence, and I can time the string using my mouse. So, just left click for the beginning and then right click for the end, and then you just have to enter. To check if you got the timing right, you have to click on the string you have just created, and then you can listen to the little piece by just clicking on play the audio for the current line here.
Welcome to the training course!
If needed, you can also adjust the lines a bit, moving them with your mouse, and once you're happy with your result, you can just click enter on your keyboard and save the first string. If you want to check both the video and the created subtitle, go back to the first line and then click play current line here.
Welcome to the training course!
Now we can move to the second line and set the timing again. If you want the next line to start directly where the previous ended, you can click with your mouse on the string and click on make times continuous, change start, and then click on enter. Listen to the piece.
We are from 5 European countries.
And maybe you want to adjust the starting point a bit, like this, and then you can save it again. And now we can do the same with the other strings.
Working together on the Erasmus Plus project Fit4DigiLinE. And we are from
Finland,
Italy,
Austria,
Greece,
and Spain.
If you need to split one subtitle in two lines, so for example, like in this case, because it is a bit long, you have to type /N and then enter. Please remember not to add any spaces before, after, or in between. When you're happy with the result, do a final check to make sure that everything is well synchronized and that your students will have enough time to read all the texts. So from here, just click play, the play video starting on this position.
Welcome to the training course.
We are from 5 European countries working together on the Erasmus Plus project Fit4DigiLinE. And we are from
Finland,
Italy,
Austria,
Greece,
and Spain.
Okay, great. And now it is time to finalize and save your work. So to do so, press on File, Export Subtitles, Export, then type in the file name, for example, I don't know, Subtitles, and then you can save it. So as you can see from here, many formats are supported, and these are the most common formats that can be used on VLC or also on YouTube. Once you're back with your students and you want to play the video with the subtitles, you can do so by opening the video with VLC. And then you can go to the subtitle tab here, select add subtitle file, and then select your file. And now you can play the video with the created subtitles.
Welcome to the training course.
We are from 5 European countries working.
In this way, you can decide whether to add the resource or not, depending, for example, on the exercise you need to do with your students. You can also play once the video with the subtitles, and then you can play it again without the subtitles to see how your students understand the dialogue. So, thank you for now. In the next video, we are going to learn together how to use and modify audio resources for your students. What are you waiting for? Are you ready?